A message from a father to his sons. Bro, she's a whore. That's the class title today. And hopefully that you all will receive some instruction from it. And ladies, you will understand something that, like it or not, the stain on your name runs deeper. It runs deeper. And that stench is almost impossible to get off when you're a habitual whore. All right? Now, we all come out of life of whoredom, so let's don't move into space like we are perfect. We all have sinned against God, and there is repentance and forgiveness. Yet you still have to answer to your actions in this body. Do you understand that? Yes, sir. All right. So let's begin. Let's go to the book of Romans 15:4. I like this because I'm here, and I know Abia loved that scripture. So we're going to start there. Who's reading?
Right here,
I got you. Go ahead.
The book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So the Bible says, God said that things that were written in the past was written for us to learn from, what we should and should not do. It was left as a record for us to observe. And as we go through the scriptures, hopefully you can gain the message, understand what God is trying to convey to us. Hebrews 13, verse 17.
The book of Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 17. Obey them that have the rule over you.
The Bible says what?
Obey them that have the rule over you.
So we're talking to the brothers and sisters that are here that are part of this congregation, that have come into this truth, have bought into this system that's wearing the purple, that's amongst us. Obey them that have rule over you. For the life of me, I don't understand how you can join an organization and then you gainsay or you go up against the men that are set up over you. Then why join? It doesn't make sense. There's always a checks and balances in this. That's why this machine runs the way it does, because there's structure and order. That's why we can move the way we move, wherever we go, because we have protocols. A lot of it we talked about last night, which I'm not going into, but the point was that we have protocols in the way we do business, how we run. That's why I say concerning brothers and sisters, we tell you brothers and tell you sisters, first of all, who are unmarried and or married, don't be getting ride from brothers home. Don't act. I'm telling you, sisters, I'm telling you, don't do it. We tell you, brothers, man, be mindful of that side of the room on how you conduct yourself. Why? Read on.
Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves.
Submit yourself to the order that's set up. Read on.
For they watch for your souls.
So, because what?
For they watch for your souls.
Because we're watching for your souls. That's our job. Read on.
As they that must give account.
So we understand, sitting in this place, that one day, in these days, we must give account for the message that we put out to you, for the way we carry ourselves, because you're watching. Because we're going to have to give account for the souls that God has entrusted us to shepherd over. So we ask you to listen as a son to a father, obey. Read on.
That they may do it with joy and not with grief. For that is unprofitable for you. It is unprofitable for you not to listen. I'm telling you all, it's unprofitable. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you got a gray beard and you click AARP. Listen, listen, listen. It is unprofitable you to be disobedient. So let's use it in terms of a father and son, literally a literal father. We are your spiritual fathers, but your literal father who you know, your literal mother, it's unprofitable to go up against them. It doesn't work in your best interest. One reason why is we have more life experience than you. How many of you who are parents can foresee the errors that your children are about to, they're making, they're about to make, and try to warn them, tell them it's not going to work out the way you think it is. But in their mind, they believe they know what they're doing. And you're like, son, daughter, just listen to me. I know you think you know what you're doing. I've done that so many times with my children. I'm telling you, you're about to make a mistake. I don't have no vested interest to give you wrong direction. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to save you the headache. One reason why there's a very good chance that I've made that mistake and bumped my head enough times to tell you it ain't going to work that way. Obey them. Now, spiritually, I'm telling you, I'm thinking about my life in this truth. I can pretty much tell you I either experienced or been through or know about everything that you possibly might go through in this truth. So a lot of times when you hear myself or some of the deacons, definitely Bishop Nathaniel, Bishop Yawasai speak, we're telling you from experience. I've seen situations play out the same way so many times. After a while, before it even happens, I could sit here and tell you, I could tell you who's fading away. I'm like, they're fading away right here. Why is this brother sitting over? What's going on? I can tell you, he's fading away. We've seen the same signs. So let's begin. Here's the message to you men. Let's go to the book of Proverbs 1. We're going to do some power reading real quick. And I hope you can piece together what we're about to go through. Let's go to the book of Proverbs chapter 1, and I want verse 1. Now, we're going to read 12 books in the book of Proverbs right now. Well, not the whole books, but we're going to run through them, right? Proverbs 1, verse 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 1.
So what I want you to do, officer, for me, I want you, well, more than likely it's not going to happen the way I want it to happen, but I kind of want you to power read, all right?
Yes, sir.
Go.
The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel.
Read on.
To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding.
To be able to perceive, here's one key. To be able to perceive the words of understanding. When you're spiritual, you can perceive, you know, what they're saying is right. When you can't perceive that is where you're in error. To perceive the words of understanding. Read.
To receive the instruction of wisdom, justice and judgment and equity.
And now you're able to receive. So you can perceive. If you can perceive, you're able to receive it. A lot of times brothers can't receive it or they rebel against it because they can't see its wisdom. Read on.
Verse 4. To give subtly to the simple. To the young man, knowledge and discretion.
To teach the young man knowledge and how to be discreet. Read on.
A wise man will hear and will increase learning.
Stop. As a father to a son, he will understand. A wise man will hear and he will increase in knowledge and understanding. When you don't grow and you're doing the same thing over and over again, a wise man like, okay, this dude is on the road to a reprobate. He's not increasing. You cannot, how many times have you heard, you cannot be the same person you was 5 years ago? If you're doing the same thing 5 years ago, bro, you checked out. You're the walking dead. Read.
A wise man will hear and will increase learning. And a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsel.
And a man of understanding will go attain unto, he wants to gather wise counsel. Read on.
To understand a proverb and the interpretation. The words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
So, but it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but a fool will despise this. When you're a child coming up in this truth, or when you're a child coming up, where do you receive your first level of understanding? From where? Talk louder, just talk. Your parents, right? Okay, read the next verse.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Listen to your parents. When we read this, this is Solomon leaving a record for us to understand you better listen to your parents. Now remember, obey them that have rule over you, for they watch for your souls. So you have elder fathers and you have elder mothers that you should listen to. So you can attain unto wise counsel. So you can perceive wisdom. So it says what? Read it one more time.
My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Read on.
For they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck.
Ornaments of chains on your neck. Ornaments of jewelry on your head. It's to do what? To beautify you. It's telling you the counsel of a parent will make you wise, will make you beautiful, will make you stand out if you would just listen. Read.
Verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
He said, my son, here's one of my counsel. If sinners entice thee, do not consent to them. Now you got to say to yourself, I understand. Yes, Father. Even if, I'm going to give you just something even easier to understand. Even if you, because sometimes I've learned over the years, as a teacher, you try to convey a message, and I feel at times like maybe I didn't convey it properly. You feel like that maybe they don't get it. But here's wisdom. Even if you can't fully perceive something, listen. Once they're not telling you to break God's commandments, just listen. Because that's like you telling a child, a 2-year-old, do you understand algebra? They may not be able to perceive algebra, but if you just do it the way I tell you to do it, you're going to be okay. And sometimes you can't get that, but here's the fail-safe. Once they're not telling you to break God's commandments, even if you can't, just listen. Listen. A lot of people fell away because they would not listen. So he said here, sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Go to chapter 2. I want you to read 1 and 2.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 2 and verse 1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and hide my commandments with thee, so shalt thou incline thine ear unto wisdom.
You're going to incline your ear unto wisdom. Read on.
And apply thine heart to understanding.
And you're going to apply your heart to understanding. Jump to verse 11.
Verse 11. Discretion shall preserve thee.
It said what?
Discretion shall preserve thee.
It said discretion shall preserve thee. If you would listen, discretion is going to preserve thee. You're going to be wise. You're going to be discreet. You're going to know how to move. We just read the same thing in chapter 1, verse 4. Read that.
This, verse 4. To give subtlety to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion.
Go back.
Proverbs chapter 2, verse 11. Discretion shall preserve thee, understanding shall keep thee, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man.
If you would listen, son, it will keep you away from the evil man. Didn't we just read that in chapter 1, verse 10? Read it.
Verse 10, chapter 1, verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
That's right. Go back.
Verse 12. To deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh forward things.
This is what a father would tell his son. Listen, son, if sinners entice you, don't consent to them. Don't follow that. If you can perceive wisdom and understanding, it's going to save you. How many of our young sons end up in jail, in gangs, not listening to the counsel of their parents? They just didn't want to listen. Now they're in prison, giving their prison testimony. Yo, bro, I'm telling you, listen to your parents. Well, you should have listened yourself. Verse 16.
Verse 16. To deliver thee from this strange woman.
So now the parent will give the child, listen, son, listen to me. If you listen and you can perceive I'm giving you wisdom, it will deliver you from what?
From the strange woman.
From the strange woman.
Even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
He's going to tell you, son, she's going to say things that's going to flatter you. Like Bishop always said, his sister's like, oh, you look like, Negro, you don't look like Denzel. Stop. She's gaming you, bro. But a man with wisdom would say, listen, I'm trying to warn you. I see some signs in you. I'm telling you, be careful. Nah, I got this. I got this. All right, chapter 3, verse 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
4 and 1.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1. Hear ye children, the instruction of a father.
Stop, 5 and 1.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom.
Do you understand why I did like that for? Over and over again, it's instruction of a father to his sons. Instruction of a mother, which says, listen to your mother, to their child. So there's a message from chapter 1, and we go through 12 chapters that keep on telling you the same thing. Things that were written aforetime was for you to learn from, right? So let's go back. Where we left off, chapter 3?
Chapter 3, verse
1.
Yes, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine heart keep my commandments.
Read on.
For length of days and long life and peace shall they add to thee.
He said, if you listen to me, it will lengthen your days. You have a good life if you would just listen. Verse 5.
Verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart.
That's what a father would trust in the Lord with all thy heart and do what?
And lean not unto thine own understanding.
Stop. Listen to yourself, young man. You all don't know. And I'm talking to you men in here. You just don't know. I don't care how old you just don't know. Just listen. Don't lean into your understanding. It's a warning. Read on.
Verse 6. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths.
Read on.
Be not wise in thine own eyes.
And that's the problem. Being wise in your own eyes. You think you know better. Read on.
Fear the Lord and depart from evil.
Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Chapter 4, verse 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear ye children the instruction of a father, and attend to no understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not my law.
Read on.
For I was my father's son, tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother.
So now he's telling you, Solomon's telling you about him. He said, I was my father's son, only beloved in the sight of my mother. Read on.
Verse 4. He taught me also, and said unto me, let thine heart retain my words.
Let your heart remember what I'm telling you, son. Listen. Read on.
Keep my commandments and live.
Do what I say, and you're going to live. What did he tell him to do? Remember, the chapter 4, what did he say to do? Chapter 3.
Verse 1.
No, I'm sorry. Chapter 4, verse 2.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 2. For I give you good doctrine. Forsake ye not my law.
He says, don't forsake the laws of God. Listen, don't forsake it. Go to verse 13.
Verse 13. Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go.
Let me start a little higher. Start with verse 10.
Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 10. Hear, O my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of thy life shall be many.
He just said the same thing in chapter 3, verse 2. So if you want a long life, you want a good life, listen to instruction. This is God's wisdom that he's sharing. This is what will give you a long life, a good life, if you would just listen. Read on.
Verse 11. I have taught thee in the way of wisdom. I have led thee in right paths. When thou goest, thy steps shall be straightened. And when thou runnest, thou shalt not stumble.
Read on.
Take fast hold of instruction. Let her not go. Keep her, for she is thy life.
She is thy what?
She is thy life.
He's telling you that wisdom is your life. This is it. Wisdom is your life. That's all you have in this world. How would he know that? From his own life experiences. What does Solomon say at the end? Ecclesiastes 12. Get it for me? He's telling you from life experience, this is life. 12, 13, I forgot the verse.
Yes, sir, I got you. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
This is why he's able to say it. He's giving the conclusion. What?
Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
This is your life. So he's able to give his son wisdom. That's our job. Our job is to watch for your souls, because we got to give account in that day. And bro, I'm going to tell you, she a whore. Now, sisters who don't apply to you, then this just flies. But the ones that's a hoe, it's going to sting. Let's go back, Proverbs. Proverbs 4.
Is it verse 13?
No, verse 20.
Verse 20, the book of Proverbs, chapter 4 and verse 20. My son, attend to my words, incline thine ear unto my sayings.
Read on.
Let them not depart from thine eyes, but keep them in the midst of thine heart.
Read on.
For they are life unto those that find them, and health to all their flesh.
And it's also health to your flesh. Don't listen and be messing around these girls and see what happened to you. You end up sick physically, and some of y'all run at your wits for women mentally. I'm telling you, some of these women mess your head up, and you didn't even, gotta use my words wisely, you didn't even deal with her. She done renting so much space in your head. You have brothers that gave up their whole 401k and didn't even sniff it. I'm telling you, in this body, had a wife and family and threw it all away. Gave up their whole retirement What verse was that, 23?
Yes, sir.
Jump to Proverbs 5 and 1. Now notice something. No, I want to say something again. Let me go back. Verse 21.
The book of Proverbs chapter 4 verse 21. Let them not depart from thine eyes. Keep them in the midst of thine heart.
Notice, every chapter we've touched already said the same thing over and over again. Isn't that true as a parent with a child? You keep on repeating the same things over and over again. I'm telling you, listen. Isn't what God do with us over and over again? Listen. Why do you want to get judged for? Why are you putting yourself through this? Why are you making it hard for yourself? Why? Maybe it's because you can't perceive wisdom. And if that's the case, then there ain't no helping you. Some of you just going to have a life and that's going to be your fate. Some people got to go through it to be example to others on what not to do. And that's just what it is. Some people's lives and marriages is going to be trash and wrecked. Some dudes is going to go from woman to woman and have 5 baby mamas. I'm talking about in the truth. I'm not talking about even from the world. Because they just don't listen. And then we all can say, listen, you see, so don't do what he did. And that's just what it is, 5 and 1.
The book of Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding.
Read.
That thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge.
Read.
For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb.
What does he want of him? I'm telling you, her talk is sweet, bro. Son, listen. She talk you right up out your wallet. Her lips is what? Read it.
The lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
Now, who don't like honey? Everybody like what's sweet, right? But after that comes what? Next verse.
Verse 4. But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword.
Well, he said, I'm telling you the end of this. Now, how could Solomon tell you the end of it? Maybe because he's been through it himself and he's warning you? I'm telling you, it's not going to end up there. I know sin is sweet. All bread is sweet to a home. We're going to go to that later. All bread is sweet to a homemonger. But he said, I'm telling you, the end of all of that, it ain't going to be what you think it is. Nah, I got this. Oh, God, you a dummy. God, stupid. You about to fall. I've seen so many train wrecks, and I'm watching in live time. And I'm like, he don't understand how the story's going to end for him. Read on.
Verse 5. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell.
See, he's telling you, this one you think, I'm telling you something, it's going to lead you to hell. 6 and 20.
The book of Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 20. My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Here you go again. Don't forsake the law of your mother. Read on. Now this is the woman telling her son this. Read.
Verse 21. Bind them continually upon thine heart, and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life.
Read.
To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman.
Now, you know, sometimes people say, you know what? You men are misogynistic. It's, you know, you all just the woman. Nah, listen, for there to be a whore, there must be a whoremonger. We're not confused with that. And some of you dudes are stupid. So, but here's the point. In verse 20, it said what?
My son, keep thy father's commandment, and forsake not the law of thy mother.
Don't forsake the law of your mother, because it will keep you from a strange woman. Do you understand that? Now, what did the mama tell you? Proverbs 31. Proverbs 31, start with verse 1.
The book of Proverbs chapter 31 and verse 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
That who taught him?
That his mother taught him.
Read.
What, my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows.
Read on.
Give not thy strength unto women.
So wait a second. His mother's the one who told him, listen, don't be a simp. Do not give your strength to a woman. Read on.
nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Now, to the way that what?
Destroyeth kings.
So what would destroy a king? When you give your strength up unto a woman. The mother told him, don't give the strength unto a woman. Be mindful. This is the instruction of your mother here telling you. Well, who would know better? She's a woman, right? Many men have run at their wits and lost it all because they run behind these women. Now, I want you to say this for the listening audience out there so you can understand it. Our job, men, I said this many times, is to do what? What are we sent here to do? I can't speak up. Somebody talk up. No, but what's our mission? Wake up the 12 tribes of Israel, right? To seal what? Who's elect? To seal how many? 1,000 what? Men, right? That's what we sent to do. To seal the 144,000 men. Our job is not to seal the women. The righteous women are going to follow. But our job is to get to these men and get their minds woken up. That's what God commanded us to do. You understand that? I'm going to say this with all due respect. To hell with the women. Whoever's right is going to be right. And whoever wrong, whatever. The righteous women are going to follow. The righteous women are going to understand that we are their covert. Give me that real quick in Isaiah 32. And the ones who ain't right, so what? Isaiah 32, I think it's verse 2.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 32.
Is that it?
Yes, sir, I was in wrong. The book of Isaiah, chapter 32, and verse 2. And a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind.
It says what?
Shall be as in hiding place from the wind.
Read it from the top.
And a man shall,
And a what?
And a man.
And a man.
Shall be as in hiding place from the wind.
We are going to be that shelter from destruction. Read on.
And a covert from the tempest.
And a covert or a protection from the what?
Tempest.
When destruction come, we're your ladies, we are your protection. We're those men on earth that's going to be there to protect you. I know you don't think we much now, but God said that we those guys. You understand that, right? All right, let's go back. So I'm going to say this now, so you understand. It's high time that we devalue these women. You understand what I mean by that? About devaluing them? Put them on a pedestal up high. Now, it doesn't mean the sisters don't have no value, but you better stop jumping through hoops for these women. He's good. He's good. He's good. Put them in perspective. You understand that? Because we sent by God to wake up his elect. Let's go back. Where we at? Drop Proverbs 31.
Was that Proverbs 6 and 20?
Yeah. Go to Proverbs 7. 7 and 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 1. My son, keep my words and lay up my commandments with thee. Keep my commandments and live.
And what?
And live. Mm-hmm. And my law as the apple of thine eye.
Read on.
Bind them upon thy fingers. Mm-hmm. Write them upon the table of thine heart. Mm-hmm. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister. And call understanding thy kinswoman.
Now watch this. Jump to verse 24.
Verse 24. Hearken unto me now, therefore, O ye children.
So if you understand, if you bind them, hearken to me, children. Listen. Read on.
And attend to the words of my mouth.
Read on.
Let not thine heart decline to her ways. Go not astray in her path.
He's warning you, don't go in her paths. Read on.
For she hath cast down many wounded. Yea, many strong men have been slain by her.
Do you see what it says? Many strong men have been slain by the woman. Listen. Now, I'm saying this because I'm only 7 chapters in. And it seems that Solomon has a message he's trying to tell you all. Many men have fell to women. If you would listen, you'll be able to extract the wisdom out of what he's trying to warn us. This is a message from a father to a son. She's a whore. Be careful. Read on.
Verse 27. Her house is the way to hell. going down to the chambers of death. Proverbs chapter 8 and
Oh, no,
verse...
drop that. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Give me chapters 8. Give me verse 32.
The book of Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 32. Now therefore hearken unto me, O ye children, for blessed are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors.
Read.
For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord.
So now it says, where do you find God at? And who's supposed to instruct you unless you have a teacher? Who's your first teachers? And we your parents in the Lord. We your fathers and some of these sisters are your mothers in the Lord. So find wisdom. It's right here. But you gotta listen. Stop leaning onto your own understandings. Brush your whore. Nah, bro, I can change her. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. God. All right, I want that clip real quick. I want them when they had that intervention to the Northern Kingdom brother. You know what I'm talking about? Let me see. Here we go. Let's go.
You gotta start accepting, Max. Accept it. She's not your woman. She's a community broad. She's anybody's woman, Max. Accept it. She is not your woman. Say she's not your woman, Max. She is not yours. She is any man that can have her, Max. She is not yours. Accept the fact, Max. You don't have a woman. You got to help yourself, Max. You got to help yourself.
Look at his face.
Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Start helping yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. Help yourself, Max. You're gonna split, Max.
Help yourself. Fuck her. She's out in the street. She ain't worth it no more. You're here, man. Help yourself.
Yeah, it hurts.
How much?
Hurts a whole lot.
How much? Make me feel how much you hurt.
Hurts a lot.
Damn. Help yourself, man. Help. Yo, his mind is fried. He's fried. What did she put on him? Got his nose wide open. Please. Now, I'm going to say this. There is a power that women hold. And if they know how to use that power righteously, and I'm not just talking about sex. I know that's what you all think I'm talking about. How to carry himself. There's nothing that a man won't do for them if they love him. But there's a power woman hold that she knows that she could persuade a man. You know how I know that? Because I saw it just now, that's why. You know it's something, I'm telling you, you know it's something where guys will go to a place and spend money to see a woman take off her clothes. That never make no sense to me. Well, I'm sitting there, I'm going to pay you money to take off your clothes. And everybody else look, and then, well, I'm not saying Abiel doing it, but he's paying, and she take off her clothes. I can just look over here. I can see the same thing you see. You pay to see breasts. That's a simp. You crazy. You out your mind. And it's not like it's your own breast. I might as well pay my wife to see her breast because I can take the money back. I'm going to go pay to see. It's just 2 breasts. I keep on saying, it ain't like it's 3 of them. It's nothing new. Just 2 of them. But no. Man, they pay the money. Proverbs 8, where we left off at?
Was that
8:32.
32, Bishop.
Drop Proverbs. Let's go to Proverbs 9. Got 3 more chapters, then we can start the class. Proverbs 9 and 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 1. Wisdom hath builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars.
What are the 7 pillars? Who knows that? Bishop been through this many times before. What are the 7 pillars? Because wisdom has hewn out 7 pillars. Anybody know? Nobody. All right, write this down. Oh, you got it. Go ahead, let me hear it.
Yes, sir. Slowly, Spirit of the Lord, wisdom, might, counsel, understanding, knowledge, fear of the Lord.
Mike's not on.
Check, check. Shalom, leadership. Spirit of the Lord, wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, and the fear of the Lord.
That was 7? Okay. So, okay, right, that's good. Okay, so read again. Seven and 1, read it again. I'm sorry, chapter 9, verse 1. I apologize.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 1. Wisdom hath builded her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars.
Okay, jump to verse 10.
Verse-
So the 7 pillars are the Holy Spirit, wisdom, understanding, counsel, might, knowledge, and the fear of God. Those are the 7 pillars you need to stand on so you could weather this storm in this life. You understand it, right? Now read verse 10.
Verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
And the knowledge of the holy is what?
Is understanding.
Okay, you need to understand this. Verse 17.
Verse 17. Stolen waters are sweet,
Stolen waters are sweet. Read on.
and bread eaten in secret is pleasant.
And bread eaten in secret is pleasant. Read on.
But he knoweth not that the dead are there.
You don't know that them stolen waters and that bread, which is that woman, is sweet. But what are there?
The dead are there,
But the dead are there.
and that her guests are in the depths of hell.
You understand something? What's there? What word sticks out to you right there? One word. No. One word. No.
Get.
No. What? Guest. It ain't one guest. It's many guests that are there. It's a multitude of them. Hey, this is a message from a father to a son. She a hoe. Read that verse again.
Verse 18. But he knoweth not that the dead are there, and that her guests are in the depths of hell.
There's so many men ran through her already, bro. Yo, she for the streets. But you know what? Verse 10.
Verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
If you fear God, what would you do? You obey them that have rule over you. You listen to your parents in the truth. That's telling you right from wrong. Read on.
And the knowledge of the holy is understanding.
And you have knowledge that this is not them talking to you. This is God giving you instruction. Think that written aforetime was written for you to learn from, right? So you would learn this, verse 17.
Verse 17. Stolen waters are sweet,
You would know stolen waters are sweet. Read on.
and bread eaten in secret is pleasant.
Nobody know that you tapping it. Nobody knows. It's good. But you know what? Verse 16.
Verse 16. Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
But if you don't like instruction, you simple. You're going to turn that way and get caught up. And you know what you're going to find out in verse 18?
Verse 18. But he knoweth not that the dead are there.
You don't even know that so many other dudes ran through that chick already. She got you believing you the one. And you don't understand. Ain't nothing like a little vinegar douche to tighten it up a little bit, make you think that you're huge. Come on, man. Playing games with you, you don't know. See how the sisters laugh, right? They understand. Bruh, you're not the one, bruh. I'm telling you. Yeah, she been waiting for me. Yeah, 15 minutes. Proverbs 10 and 1.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 10 and verse 1. The Proverbs of Solomon. A wise son maketh a glad father, but a foolish son is the heaviness of his mother.
Read on.
Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked.
So now, a wise son is going to make his father glad. The foolish of a son is the heaviness to his mother. Then it comes back and says in verse 3, the Lord will not suffer the soul of righteous to famish. Many times, I'm talking about children, they go through things in life, hard times, because why? They would not listen to the instruction of their parents. As a father to a son or as a mother to a daughter, We don't have no vested interest on leading you astray. It does not, now I'm talking about on a spiritual level, there's no profit in us leading you astray if we're trying to build this. We need you to be better than we were. I could tell you the mistakes not to make if you would just listen. Read on.
Verse 2. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. The Lord will not suffer the soul of the righteous to famish, but he casteth away the substance of the wicked.
Read.
He becometh poor that dealeth with a slack hand, but the hand of the diligent maketh rich.
Okay, let's jump on down to verse 8.
Verse 8. The wise in heart will receive commandments,
The wise in heart as a son will receive commandments,
but a prating fool shall fall.
but a prating fool shall fall. What does look up the word prating. Let's get the definition of prating. I should have asked you earlier, have it, I'm sorry. Prating. Read that for me.
Pray. Talk foolishly or at tedious length about something.
Do you mean you talk too much? Now watch this as a parent. I'm going to tell you now. When I talk to brothers and or sisters on whatever the topic might be they come into, those that know me know I need very little. A lot of times I just need yes and no answers. When you start talking too much, and let me explain, I'm like, okay, this is the BS now. You're overly talking. No, shh. Yes, how do I know that? Because I've been doing it so long. No, you just don't want to, no, I don't want to hear BS. I'm just asking simple questions. It says, a prating fool do what?
A prating fool.
That was verse 8. Right?
Verse 8. A prating fool shall fall.
But a person a child that talks too much is lying. Verse 19.
Verse 19. In the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise.
He knows that in short words things are comprehended. So as a parent, how many of you a parent has talking to your children and they talking so much, you're like, this guy he just lying. You just listening to dad, you know you're talking too much. Look, brothers laughing, they know it's true. You're like, no, because I'm telling you, because it didn't happen this time. But no, let me explain, because it did. Oh, gosh, dude, please shut up. Shut up. A wise son will receive knowledge, understanding. 11 and 1. No, give me 11 and 2.
The book of Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom.
Read on.
The integrity of the upright shall guide them.
A man's integrity shall guide him. Read on.
But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them.
But their perverseness, their sexual immorality is going to do what?
Shall destroy them.
Shall destroy them. Verse 16.
Verse 16. A gracious woman retaineth honor, and strong men retain riches.
And guess what? With wisdom, you understand, finding a gracious woman is going to retain honor. You're like, that one right there, look how she carries herself. That one's going to retain honor. Verse 22.
Verse 22. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion.
You find some women that are beautiful, but with no discretion. My son, leave her alone. Here's one telltale sign for you brothers to learn from, and for you sisters. I've said this 1,000 times in class before. When you see a brother scanning over on that side of the room and looking, if he catch eye contact with you and you don't put your eyes down, he's trying to get you. Anytime you look too much, you let him know you ain't interested when you go and drop your eyes. You send him away. That's a warning.
Bishop,
Yeah.
right now one of the brothers on this side said, damn,
He gave up the game. She gave it up.
you messing the game up.
And sisters, I want to say this to you now. Pay attention. You might be looking in all your innocency and smile, and he's in his mind, because how you spell nigga? I'm not supposed to do it, right? Negro. I'm telling men crazy. You be like, hey, Shalom, you looking? And he like, she want me. No, she's just saying hello. I'm telling men are crazy. Yo, she looking, she want me. No, she's just saying hi. So best you drop them eyes. You understand that, ladies? Be smart. Be smart. Drop them eyes. Where we left off at?
Verse 22, Proverbs 11:22.
I read that one more time.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11 and verse 22. As a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion.
So is a fair woman without discretion. Chapter 12. Give me 1 through 4.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 1. Whoso loveth instruction loveth knowledge, but he that hateth reproof is brutish.
Read on.
A good man obtaineth favor of the Lord, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn.
Read on.
A man shall not be established by wickedness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones.
It says a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. A virtuous woman wants to be that example, or wants to be that pillar of rest to her husband. That when men see her, they know, this man got a good woman right here. But some women are rottenness to their bone. Notice we went through 12 chapters, and over again, Solomon was given the same message. Y'all understand that? Let's go to the last book in the Bible, the book of Revelations. Revelations 14. And now let's start piecing this together now. Revelations 14, I want 1 through 4.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having its father's name written in their foreheads.
This is the 144,000 that had to be sealed. And whose job is to seal them? That's our job. That's what the mission is. Remember that. Now there is in Revelation 7, there's a multitude that's going to follow, be women and children and other men. They're going to follow. But our job to bring about this kingdom is to seal 144,000 men. Now we're reading about them. Read on.
Verse 2. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as a voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000, which were redeemed from the earth.
Which were redeemed from the earth. Read on.
These are they which were not defiled with women.
Now notice that John the Revelator is in the last book of the Bible is telling you that what is going to be one of the defining moments with these men, they were not defiled with women. Why is he saying that for? Because throughout the history of time, it has always been the unrighteous woman that has led men astray. And simp men have followed. You have men that would have a woman that know she has been unfaithful to him, and he would still stay with her. Damn, are you... Real quick, hold on. Hold this way, I just thought about it. Leviticus... Leviticus 19.
Give me 1 second. It's in Leviticus 19. You say you can't marry a prostitute, a whore? No. Yeah, no. That's Leviticus 19:29. It says, yeah.
That's
Give me that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. 29.
Leviticus 29?
1929.
No, not prostitute thy daughter. It says you weren't supposed to marry a whore. Look for that. It's in Leviticus. Or one of the first books. I'll find it. Thank you. Yeah, read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 21 and verse 7. They shall not take a wife that is a whore, or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto his God.
Now we know he was talking to who? The priest, right? That's who he talking to? So that means the rest of us was all right to marry whores? This is the law of God. You think that was the case? Because I heard say, yeah, he was talking to the priests. All right, give me Exodus 19 and 6 then.
The book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 6. And he shall be unto me a kingdom of priests.
We supposed to be what?
A kingdom of priests.
We're supposed to be a kingdom of priests. What you see today, or what you read scripturally concerning the Levites being a priest, they are not the first lawgiver. The lawgiver was who? Who was the lawgiver? Okay, everybody's confused. Nobody know who the lawgiver was? Which tribe? Let's go back. Let's mix. Judah was the lawgiver. Where do you find it at? Thank you. The lawgiver was Judah. Those Judites aren't certain. You know, all those Judites don't know that, right? Well, just know that the Lord used a brother from the tribe of Benjamin to let you Judites know. I'm very petty. What? You never told the rest of the Judites that they were supposed to be the lawgivers? Judge, I tell you. Anyway, let's move on because you guys just become another class. But anyway, some of these brothers are gay. But anyway, here's the point behind it, that Judah was the lawgiver. But we're supposed to be a nation of priests. So it wasn't that it was all right for any of us to marry whores. And it wasn't for any of us to make our sisters whores either. You understand that? So how did I get over here? What was I talking about before that? Because the Judite stuff threw me off. I didn't know Judah didn't understand they were the lawgivers.
We was on Revelation 14, defiled.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much. That these are they that were not defiled by women. So what were those men doing? Listening to what Solomon was saying, obeying that, not getting caught up. These are the ones that made it. So what was it telling us? That many men was falling. Many men was falling behind that. Sirach, no, give me Ecclesiastes 7:26. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth God shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her.
It says, I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart, which is her mind, is snares and nets. That means her thought process, she's figuring out how to trap you. Solomon came to this realization that, man, he said it was better to die than to get trapped by some of these evil women. Now, again, I say this to preface this. There's some evil men also. There's not one way. But some of the stuff these sisters are doing, number 4 for me, please,
is too wonderful to understand. Play that for me, number 4.
My boyfriend I was with for like 4 years.
Yo.
I fucked his homie and got pregnant.
I never dropped the mic on this show ever. You know we gotta unpack that
Okay, but
motherfucker.
look, so
But
they was both my boyfriends.
Out of all the niggas in the world, though, like, it's a billion niggas out here.
At least I aborted it. I killed that shit. Like,
She said what?
at least I killed it.
Oh.
Fuck them kids.
Yo, I'm telling you something. This the mind. This is a young kid. This is the mind. She said, I killed that baby. At least I aborted it. These are they that's not defiled with these women. These are the women you don't want. Hey, bro, real talk, I'm telling you, she a whore. She's so broken mentally. Now, there's repentance for everybody, so I don't want to negate like she can't repent. Instead of a whore, not a man or a woman that turneth from sin. But some of them ain't marriage material. They can repent and find God and get the kingdom, but that don't mean you marry them. And I'm telling you, sister, there's some brothers out here that's, what's the problem? Sodomites. Yeah, he might be cute, but I would tell you, I wouldn't be, he can get the kingdom without marrying you. Some people are too far gone in this world, messed up, that they can't disconnect fully from certain things. And you better take your time. You find out that this man don't really like you like that. Something you say?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Bishop. We got to play that video again. Some of y'all think this is a game.
My boyfriend I was with for like 4 years.
Yo.
I fucked his homie and got pregnant.
I never dropped the mic on this show ever. You know we gotta unpack that
Okay, but
motherfucker.
look, so they was both my boyfriends.
Out of all the niggas in the world, though, like, it's a billion niggas out here.
At least I aborted it. I killed that shit. Like, at least I killed it.
Hey, give me Sirach 25.
I'm telling you.
Brothers, I'm telling y'all right now.
Come on, bruh.
There's levels of evil that you can't tap into. This is what the scripture says. Watch this. Sirach 25:13. Don't get mad at me. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 13.
Come on.
Give me any plague.
He said, give me any plague. I'll take any sickness, read.
But the plague of the heart.
But the plague of the heart. Watch this.
And any wickedness.
And any wickedness.
But the wickedness of a woman.
There's levels that you don't even understand. That one, no remorse. She's slapping 5, talking about, but I aborted it. I killed it. I murdered it. That's what she's saying. And it's like it's nothing. This is how you could sit up, you could raise a child and then find out when the child's 25 that ain't even your kid. There's levels that you can't even tap into. So be mindful whenever, like Bishop's saying, this is a message to a son. Be mindful when you go out there to find you a woman. You better make sure she loves God, because these hoes out here,
There's some hoes in this house. There's some
there's
hoes
levels
in
to
this
it.
house.
There's levels to it. Go ahead, Bishop.
So, and I want to preface this why this becomes a topic. Because there's a young lady that was with us that had been caught up in fornication some years back, and she was young, she, repented, trying to get herself together, and seemed like she was on the right track. She was dealing with a brother, courting a brother, and it looks promising. For years they're courting, taking time, get to know each other, and it all looks great. the brother was about to upgrade her life for real. Like, he got himself together. He's not no simp. He ain't no, his stuff is together. This was all pluses for her. And the brother is a virgin. I mean, working, established. Not no, he got a career. He ain't driving Uber. I'm not trying to knock nobody driving Uber. He ain't just, delivering pizzas. This sister went out and fornicated with a brother that's married in the body. Yo, when I hear something like that, I'm like, God damn.
There's some hoes in this house. Where the thing at, bro? The hell? In here.
And that's what irritated me, because I'm like, listen, this was all pluses for you, sister, but you went and destroyed something that was going to benefit you, and then go mess up this other marriage. And I know it takes two to tangle, because I don't want to put that brother hook either. Please, I'm not stupid. Brother's and complicit himself. But God damn, you just got yourself back together from the last episode, and this brother was still to work with you. Man, sometimes some of these women you can't redeem. You got to leave them alone. You care how cute they are. They ain't worth it. You can't trust them. And that was the reason that spurned this class. Sons, listen, she's a whore. It's just what it is, Leave it. Find something else. And it is what it is. It's a mental break in that mind that whatever she experienced prior to this, that she can't shake that demon. She just can't get enough. She just can't get enough. So she just destroyed whatever goodness was coming to her life. She just threw it away and pissed all over her name. And for you young sisters, don't destroy your name. I'm telling you something. You ain't going to shake that stench. I'm telling you. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. So it is what it is. Real quick, where we left off at? Oh, you can't escape her, right? Talk to me.
Was it Ecclesiastes 7:26?
Yeah, it says her heart is like snares and nets. They that please God shall escape her. To please God is to listen to God, and you're going to be able to get away. You have a discernment on what to do. Listen, some of these women literally are meant to be snares to you. 1 Samuel's. Now don't get mad. This is in the Bible. I'm reading the Bible. If you don't like it, she's a whore. She don't like it. Well, it just is what it is. Give me 1 Samuel 18, verse 20.
The book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18 and verse 20. And Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David. And they told Saul, and the thing pleased him. And Saul said, I will give him her.
He said, I'm going to give my daughter to him, read on.
That she may be a snare to him.
He knew that his daughter was a problem. He said, oh yeah, she loves David. I'm going to give it to David because he said, I'm going to give it to her so she'd be a snare to him. Read on.
And that the hand of the Philistines may be against him. Mm-hmm. Wherefore Saul said to David, thou shalt this day be my son-in-law in the one of the twain.
So he said, I'm going to give my daughter because I know she a problem and she'll be a snare to him. And that the hand of the Philistines might be against him. So what is it telling you about the woman? Her being a snare to him was so much a problem that the possibilities is that the Philistine, his enemies, can overtake him. Damn. That means he don't get no rest from his enemy, and God damn, he come home and he don't get a rest with this wretched woman. This was a tactical move to put a woman in your life that'll wreck your life. Now, my son, hear the instruction of a father. She a whore. She a problem. Now, I'm not going to go through all the history with David, but David went out, was winning battles, come home, to celebrate, giving food to other people, dancing in the streets. This heifer got mad. David came home and said, listen, you know what? The Lord gave me your daddy's throne. You know what? I'm not dealing with you no more. Put her away. I'll go get me some more. Bring her down to size. You ain't that great. You only the queen because you married me, the king. The minute I don't call you the queen, you ain't no queen no more. Ain't nobody gonna pay no mind to you. You ain't the one. Got to go.
Hey, Bishop.
Yeah.
I really don't think y'all understand what a snare is. I'm going to give you some characteristics. Matter of fact, watch this. Go back to Ecclesiastes 7. Now that we've read what we read here in 1 Samuel 18, watch this. Ecclesiastes 7:26. Read this again.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 26.
Uh-huh.
And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares.
Whose heart is snares.
And nets.
And nets. These are things to trap you, right? Remember, Bishop just showed you in 1 Samuel 18 and 20, it was so much that you would lose a battle that they basically had to give in to the Philistines, right? Okay, watch this. This is what this sounds like in real time. What, y'all studying again? You got to go over there with the brothers again?
Oh, shoot.
What? Why you got to go out of town? Where y'all going? Didn't y'all just blitz last week? I don't understand. You need to be here with me. Y'all, what is a help meet? Shem.
A helpmeet is your wife.
That what?
She's supposed to help you.
Bring
From
it out.
the mouth of babes.
Bring it out.
Listen to me. She's supposed to be the one that can hold things down so you can get out there. She's supposed to be pushing you out the door. Because she's trying to get the hell up out of captivity, right? But a snare and a trap, oh no, what you doing over there for? Why you always got to be around them? Then they'll turn around when you not around, when the brother's not around, and be mad because he out here committing adultery. Because he out here acting a fool. He out here treating you inappropriately. Because he's not around the brothers to learn how he's supposed to conduct himself. A snare will try to hold you back. A snare will try to keep you down. A snare is trying to keep you from being the man that God called you to be. Don't allow yourself to be trapped. Don't allow yourself to fall into a damn snare. You got to have a helpmeet that's going to push you, that's going to put you out there, that's going to help you get to all the four corners of the earth, and you can leave and know my wife got it.
That's right.
She can hold it down. I'm sorry, Bishop.
No, you hit on the head. Hey, here's the point. She should be forcing you out the door, encouraging you, because your job is to raise up the 144,000. Until that happens, nobody goes nowhere. We stay, you know where you all stay? You all stay right here in Oklahoma City. This is it. So you got.
Bishop, ain't that the Proverbs 31 woman that we read about? Says she ain't scared of the snow. Right. She wakes up early in the morning. She's dealing with the household. She's holding things down. Why? Because her husband ain't no regular dude. He got to get things done. Now, I'm not saying you negate your responsibilities. Don't even think that for a second. I'm not saying that. But when it's time for war, it's time for war. My house understands it's time for war. Daddy got to go to battle. We got to hold the folk down.
Ain't no question about that. Ain't even up for talk. Hey,
Bishop, can I say something real quick? Yeah. Hey, and that pushing the man out the door is in righteousness to go and battle. Because some of you sisters push the man out of the door to adultery. Because you're a snare, you'll push him right out the door into another woman's vagina. Understand that? So that you pushing him out the door should be go do the work. You encourage him. I got it. I'm holding it down. Not nagging. So now he goes out the door into adultery.
So, ladies, would you like me to give you a little advice? Okay, when he's leaving, fill his belly, empty his balls. I see you when you come back home.
Not send them out fully loaded.
That's it. That simple.
There was definitely a nicer way of saying that, Bishop.
That wasn't nice?
I mean, it was all right. It was all right, but
I thought that was good for me. I thought that was good. Yeah, that's wisdom. But here's the point behind it. A job, full and empty. See, you should have been the one to say full and empty. They would have got that. Damn, too late. This went live. It just is what it is at this point. I'm working on it. Well, okay. Now I got thrown off. Damn it. No, so here's the point behind it. Is that, again, the woman being a snare to you, all right? She has the power to help push you, exhort you to greatness, and she has the power to hinder you if you allow her to. The minute in your mind you put her in her rightful perspective of who she is in your life, then everything is going to play out. If you put in a perspective that she's your world and you can't breathe without her, she's your lungs and the wind beneath your wings, then you're going to be crippled. If she understands that she's important to you because you chose her as the woman to grow old with, but I don't love you that much to tolerate certain things, she'll know her boundaries with you. A lot of times women will push the boundaries because they know they can push it. To the point they're like, you know, for some of the stuff I'm going to play for you, it's amazing because my mind just can't comprehend it. That then we have another man and make babies with another man, and brothers is like, you know, I'm staying.
Come on, bruh.
I don't understand it. I'm not from this world. Play number 8 for me. I'm from a different world.
She had gotten pregnant, other things, and it just got to a point.
She had gotten pregnant again?
Yeah.
While y'all were together?
Yeah.
And it wasn't you?
No, with me.
Ah,
Come on, go back. That's like a chalkboard getting scratched. Play it again.
She had gotten pregnant, other things, and it just got to a point.
She had gotten pregnant again?
Yeah.
While y'all were together?
Yeah.
And it wasn't you?
No, with me.
Ah, come on, Cal.
It wasn't me. It wasn't.
And you stuck around?
Yeah, I stuck around.
What?
But here's the thing. These were things that were being revealed. You know.
She telling you this?
No.
How did you find?
You doing whole activities with whole tendencies.
So listen, I'm gonna tell you something. Now I'm gonna tell you. I listened to it, but I want to tell you something that I know personally. This what I'm about to tell you ain't secondhand information. This is actually from the brother's mouth. This brother ain't with us no more. He was with us many years ago. He was in Orlando, and I didn't see him in years. He fell away or whatever, but he was part of early Orlando, and I told one of the brothers, I said, let me go look for him. Let me go talk to him. You know, hopefully like a father to a son. So I went to see him. He was in a wheelchair. I'm like, what's going on? He was young, messed up a little bit. So, and now I'm going to say this about him. The woman he had was a good woman, within reason. I didn't know nothing bad about her like that, other than one time, our teacher, I'd tell her, listen, tell your wife, she always wears these dresses. I'm like, close her leg. I could see her daggone vagina in the middle of class. And we would listen. So one time I just said it on a mic. I could see your why. But anyway, that's not the point behind it. The point was the dude, wife moved on. He went to the hospital. So she went to his apartment because they had kids together. And she stayed there. And he came out the hospital. And I went to the apartment. And he came out the hallway. So I'm like, what's going on? Yo, he said, yeah. I said, yeah, you know, she got another man. I said, she got a man? I said, where's she at? She said, she stays here. She stays here? Yeah. I said, so how'd that work? His apartment. It's his apartment. The dude is sleeping on the couch while she's sleeping in a room with another man. I said, Jesus Christ. I said, not, what I'm telling you is what he told me personally. The Lord is my witness. I'm like, so what you telling me? That he lives there, it's his apartment, he sleeps on a couch, She stays in a room with the other man and the kids are there. I'm like,
Make it make sense. Why? Ain't no way, boy.
yo, I would eat IT before I could not stomach that. That's not on my problem. There's no way. Yo, you weak. You weak. Weak-minded. I'm sorry. Real talk. Impossible. Proverbs 23. Impossible. You tell me them kids ain't grown up, them kids ain't broken? Right. 23 verse 26.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 23, verse 26. My son, give me thine heart, and let thine eyes observe my ways. Mm-hmm. For a whore is a deep ditch.
But a what?
For a whore is a deep ditch.
Read on.
And a strange woman is a narrow pit.
And a strange woman is a narrow pit. Read on.
She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men.
What is the one word I want there? And it ain't the word you might think that's obvious. Read that verse again.
Verse 28.
Read you 27 and 28 together.
Verse 27. For a whore is a deep ditch, and a strange woman is a narrow pit. She also lieth in wait as for a prey, and increaseth the transgressors among men.
What's that one word? Nope. Increase. She got many men wounded. Men after them men. That's her job. Her job is to slay men with her vagina. That's what she does. That's her weapon of choice. She increaseth what?
And increaseth the transgressors among men.
Read on.
Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow? Who hath contentions? Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes?
Now, because she increases so many men with her vagina, this man is going through this. Verse 29.
Verse 29. Who hath woe? Who hath sorrow?
He's going through it. He has woe. He has sorrow. Read on.
Who hath contentions?
He's busy arguing. Why? It don't matter why. She's a hoe. Read on.
Who hath babbling? Who hath wounds without cause? Who hath redness of eyes?
Read.
They that tarry long at the wine.
Now she got you drinking, dude. You trying to cope. You trying to self-medicate. Man, that could never be me. My wife, please, I'll be going so quick. I would David Blaine your black ass so quick. I'll be disappear. Poof. 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 Please. You're gonna drive me to drink. Man, I go bag another one. You crazy? I make more big. Take the kids. I make more. Whatever. Nobody gonna have me under subjection like that. You crazy? Must be out your mind. Read on.
They that tarry long at the wine, that they go to seek mixed wine.
They start mixing drinks. Go to Sirach 19:2. Oh my goodness.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 2. Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
I'm telling you, wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away. He's saying that thing is coupled. Wine and women. So this woman has slain many. And now you there arguing, going back. What does forcible words reprove? She did it. How you going to explain yourself out of that one? What conversation can we have? How much liquor can I drink to numb the pain? It says what?
Wine and women will make men of understanding to fall away.
Wine and women have made men of understanding to fall away. Read on.
And he that cleaveth to harlots will become impudent.
And you know what? You cleave to harlotry, you're going to become a hard-hearted man. You're going to be broken. You ain't going to know how to have a good relationship. It's going to mess with your head. Because every time you step out, you really don't know if you can safely trust in her. You come home like, hey, babe, why you limping for? Now I got hip dysplasia. Okay. Oh, my goodness. Proverbs 25. 25. Remember it says, battling contentions. Proverbs 25. Babe, why are you walking funny? 25, 24.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 25, verse 24. It is better to dwell in the corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman and in a wide house.
It's better to dwell by yourself than be with a brawling woman. Where's that brawling coming from? We just read it. The contention, the wine, eyes red, arguing. She gone, bro. What you trying to hold on to? No, we're going to work it out. Number 7. No. Number 6.
What a real man is. He is sticking by me whether I cheated or not, which I did, but it's okay. We are
go back. Yo, y'all crazy. Yo, these people crazy. Yo, the laws of God is real. Go ahead, play it.
What a real man is. He is sticking by me whether I cheated or not, which I did, but it's okay. We are still making it work. We are going to be one big happy family. As you know, we have other children together. So everyone's going to be brother and sister.
Absolutely.
Nobody's going to be treated differently.
No separation on my end. Because let me tell you something. As a man, I was brought up to stick by your woman no matter what. So even though I have other kids, yeah, but they're going to grow up as brother and sister. So we're not doing no separation. We in this together.
And let them know good women cheat, good men cheat. Hey, everyone cheats, but we still have to stick by each other. Nobody is perfect. Good men and good women cheat. They do things that they have no reason to.
That's why, this is hard for me right now, but as a man, I'm there for those kids.
It was hard for you, but it's hard for me. Those boys, they had nobody.
It was hard.
You
it was hard
you
for
know how depressed I was. And you took that step and you said, you know what? You don't have to go through this alone. I will be there.
That's right.
Think about all the family dinners that we do. Once a week, we go to dinner. You know how happy everyone is? We're not going to break that up over a mistake.
That's why, although I'm hurt, but I'm not stepping out. And I'm with you all the way.
We talked about this. We're not going to let our family go through anymore. That is in the past. We are moving forward. We're focusing on the family. That's the bond. That's the foundation. And to solidify our foundation, we are going to have another child. And we are going to continue to bring more into this world because we love each other and we will never let go. Good men and good women cheat, but we will always be one.
Big dummy.
Yeah, like I said before, man, this is like...
Okay, I had enough. I had enough. Listen, thank God for this truth. We ain't of this world. We don't do this to be pleased. Let me tell you. Men, love yourselves. Have some self-respect. Come on, man. You can't be like this. Oh, my goodness. That's a clamorous woman. She talk a lot. Shut up, ho. I don't know how. Listen, I would have loved to be in the house and listen to how she ran game on him. How did that work? I need to see when it happened, and because I'm trying to understand when she first told you how she convinced you, or you convinced yourself that you stand. Yeah, that's what it. Yeah, she ran game. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, these people are crazy. All right, I want number 3. I want you to listen to what Brian McKnight said. We're going to read this real quick. Read that.
Brian McKnight's Detroit concert canceled due to product of sin remarks. Fans in Detroit have taken a strong stance against Brian McKnight.
You know who those fans are? Those are women and simp men. I'll explain why as you read. Good.
Following disparaging remarks he made about his biological children, the artist's concert, scheduled for June 9 at the Motor City Casino Hotel, was canceled on May 3rd. The decision came in response to McKnight's controversial statements, where he referred to his children from previous relationships as a product of sin and evil.
You heard what he said. Now if you all know Brian McKnight, he a little messed up in his head. That's a nasty. But he understood that the kids that he had was a product of sin. The Bible says marriage is honorable and the bed undefiled. That's what the Bible says. So he was able to connect the dots and say, these kids and the ramifications and what comes from them, their behavior, he realized this is a product of sin. I made bad choices, and now these are the effects of that. Here's one. King David committed adultery with Bathsheba, had a child, the child died, then had another child, and that child was who? And Solomon's life was a what? A life of what? Whoredom. And he had a child, and his child did what? Bad judgment. The kingdom split because he knew how to judge properly. David's mistake, or sin I should say, had generational ramifications. The kingdom split. Now, how did that happen? Do you think Solomon didn't grow up and know his mom that he loved was a hoe at one point? You think that'll play on his psyche? He's a man like everybody else. He grew with all wisdom, all understanding God gave him. What did Solomon do? Whoredom. Solomon built temples to other gods, when he already built a temple to the Most High God, the only one true God. And he told you, I find nothing more bitter than death is the wickedness of a woman whose heart is snares and nets. That's a father to the son. Hey, bro, she a hoe. She a hoe, bro. I'm trying to help you. Don't do it. Don't do it. His son made bad choices. Thus, the spiral continued, and we here on this side of the earth. And not that I'm saying just attribute to Solomon's mistake, we as a people, but it's because of the years of sins that we've committed as a people, we are broken. We don't even understand. We are the first generation, I'm talking about us, adults, are the first generation of repentance. But we got to make sure we teach our children to do better, to be better than we were. Force and command that you be better. But first, we got to be that example to them. But if you keep on making poor choices, they'll be the product of that. Remember, it says, give me that in, is it first, where is it? Provoke not, First Peter's, or, no. Provoke not children to wrath.
Ephesians 6.
Ephesians?
Yes, sir.
Ephesians 6?
Yep. Ephesians 6.
Give me Ephesians, the chapter before. I'm not going there with you. The marriage washed by the water of the word. Let me go there with you, because I butcher scriptures like this. Again, read it.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 6.
No, give me Ephesians chapter 5, verse.
Provoke not your children. Oh, cleanse them by the water of the word.
Start with verse 15. Verse 25.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church.
So husbands, you got to love your wives. You understand it, right? But guess what? Verse 22.
22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands.
So you got to play your part. He got to play his part. Verse 26.
Verse 26. That he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word.
He sanctified and cleanses marriage when everybody's playing their role. And if everybody's playing their role and the husband loves his wife and the wife is listening to her husband and she obeys him as Lord over her, and they have sex and they produce what? 6 and 1.
The book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right.
Well, guess what? If there's a healthy marriage, there's a very good chance the children come out right. But if your marriage is problems and all kind of righteousness, like he just said, these kids are a product of sin. That's just what it is. That's a true statement if you say. So listen, I didn't take these women righteously. And the product of this, these kids are product of sins. Children, obey your parents and Lord, for this is right. Jump to verse 4.
Verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
It says, and you fathers, provoke not your children to wrath. Provoke not your children to wrath. Read on.
But bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord.
But you're supposed to bring them up in the nurture and the correction of the Lord. Which is what? The scriptures, right? Yes, sir. But guess what? If you ain't doing right by your wife and your wife ain't listening to you and both of you breaking the laws of God or either one of you breaking it, how is it going to bring, you're going to be able to bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord? Thus the cycle continues. And that's where the generational curses come from. Our job is to break that. So we're telling you, bros, and we tell you, sisters, you better make the proper choices in life. You better learn, as a father talking to his son, bruh, she a whore. I know she cute. I know you like them hips, but she's a whore, and you got problems with her. She's a deep ditch. And she a nasty. Let's go. So, okay, let's go back now, real quick. So how do you identify a whore? Or those that may be potentially a whore. Because nobody starts off as a whore. They gotta work themselves into it. But there are certain signs that they might be going down the road to whoreville. And like there might be signs this dude is sweet. You gotta see those signs. He might act effeminate, but he may not have taken rod yet. But there's certain key characteristics that you might see to make you, in my mind, I would think, and I think you ladies might agree, there's certain things you see like, nah, that don't make sense. You ever notice that before? You see somebody like, men don't act like that. I'm trying to think of something recently I saw with somebody, I'm not going to say the person, I'm like, nah, that's not what a man does. No. Not no regular man, don't do that. I'm telling you, brothers, this generation, if you men out here arching your eyebrows, I look at you with a crooked eye. Man, don't do that. No. So let's see. So how do you identify a possible whore? Proverbs 9:13. 13 through 18. We're going to speed through this. What time is it? How much more time we got? I got hours. Okay, let's run through it. I got a lot. Proverbs 9:13 to 18.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 13. A foolish woman is clamorous.
That's one way you could tell her. Read on.
She is simple and knoweth nothing.
She talk too much. Read on.
For she sitteth at the door of her house, on a seat in the high places of the city.
Read.
to call passengers who go right on their ways. Whose soul is simple, let him turn in hither.
And who's what?
Whose soul is simple, let him turn in hither.
A simple man, you should identify. If a woman talk too much, and she in men's faces because she's talking to a man, anytime your sisters, she don't have no girlfriend. She just, I get along with men better. Girl, you a hoe, girl. Come on, we knew that. We grew up with you on the block. Come on. How much conversation you can have? Read.
Whoso is simple, let him turn in hither. And as for him that wanteth understanding,
that lacketh understanding,
she saith to him, stolen waters are sweet, and bread eaten in secret is pleasant.
Don't nobody ever know. What she do? She forced you with her words. Read on.
But he knoweth not that the dead are there.
You don't know that the dead are there. And guess what? You one of those dead. Read on.
And that her guests are in the depths of hell.
And she got multiple guests who has visited that hotel. Welcome. You're next. Let's go to Wicked. Judges 16. Show you the power of word, forcing with words. Proverbs 16:15.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 15. And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thine heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth.
So this is Samson and Delilah. She said, how can you say you love me if you don't tell me what's on your mind? Tell me what's deep in your heart. Let me tell you, brothers, you better never do that with women. Sister, if sister be asking you, do you think she pretty? Don't try to set me up. If I say yes, now you got a problem. If I say no, you lying. I'm not playing them games. Don't ask me no dumb question. She fine. You stupid. Go ahead. He said, if you love me, you're going to tell me everything in your heart. You don't share everything in your heart with no woman. The only person you share everything in your heart is with God. You don't give a woman power over you. She know everything. She'll use it against you. Stupid. You don't let girl. Keep quiet. Go to bed. Read on.
Verse 16. And it came to pass when she pressed him daily with her words. And
with what?
When she pressed him daily with her words.
Read on.
And urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
She kept on nagging him unto death. So what does that tell you about Samson? He was weak-minded. As strong as he was physically, don't you notice there'd be a lot of brothers that be buffed out strong, but they be like little kids here. They're weak. They can lift all this weight, and this little woman got him under pressure. In a headlock. He could snap my neck like this, but the woman got him in subjection. She pressed. He's a weak-minded man. Big dummy. You women tell you, yeah, I cheated, but that don't matter anyway because we gonna do this, and you, okay, yeah, because I was taught, nigga, I don't know who taught you that. If your daddy taught you that, he a Simpson. You come from the family of Simpsons. You must be out your mind. She forced him. Read on.
Verse 17. That he told her all his heart and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon my head.
So to read the whole thing, he told her exactly what his weakness was. He told her how to defeat me. You give anybody that power to know how to take you down? Come on, man. But the power of words, Proverbs 7, verse 5 and verse 21.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 7 and verse 5. That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words. Verse 21. With her much fair speech.
With her much fair speech.
She caused him to yield.
She caused you to yield just with words. That's how powerful that woman can be. Now, on the righteous side now, because I don't want to make it all negative in that regard, remember, Abigail, right? Was it? Nabal and Abigail, right? Remember, David was coming to kill everything that pissed on the wall. Abigail, with her fair speech, was able to stop him from killing her husband and all the men there. She's able to control the situation just knowing how to talk. That's the power God gave you, women, if you know how to use it righteously. But in this case, she used it. These women are using it for evil. Read that verse again.
Verse 21. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield.
I'm sorry.
With the flattering of her lips, she forced him.
So here's one way to identify a woman that's a whore or potential whore. She can flatter you with words. She always talking to men. Watch them. Watch them. Another one, they lack modesty. They're not shameless. Or shamefaced, I should say. Sirach 26:9.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids.
This says what?
May be known in her haughty looks and eyelids.
Read it from the top again.
The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids.
My son, listen to wise instruction. You ever could look at a woman and say, oh, no, sisters, you know when you want to convey something to a man, you give him a look and you know he know what you mean behind it. That's why I said, sisters, if you want to, drop your eyes. Don't be in these men's faces. It might be known in her looks. And her what?
In her haughty looks and eyelids.
In her eyelids. That's why you see those sisters with them umbrellas on. Looking crazy. For those that are up in age, you're going to know what I'm about to say. They look like Snuffleupagus. Those that know what I mean by that. You tell everybody your age, I'll be yo. Real quick, Proverbs 6:25.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 25. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids.
So they tell you that she can communicate through her eyes and take your soul. Now remember, what we reading from again? Proverbs. This is Solomon trying to tell you instruction. He's telling you because guess what? He had experience to tell you, be mindful. Be mindful. Go real quick. Give me Isaiah 3:16. You can put the images up. You can show them.
The book of Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16.
Look at this right here. She need to get them things braided. Go ahead. Anyway, read.
Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Because they're what?
Because the daughters of Zion are haughty.
Read.
And walk with their stretched forth necks. And wanton eyes.
And what?
And wanton eyes.
And wanton eyes. Read on.
Walking and mincing as they go.
Look up the word wanton. Let's see what it means. Wanton. Hope they don't talk about Chinese food, please.
Wanton.
Promiscuous. Oh, you got it? Similar.
Similar.
Now, start with verse 2. Let's read it.
Number 2. Sexually unrestrained or having many casual sexual relationships.
She's letting you know, listen, you can get it. There's many guests that have been through here. Join them. Licentious, promiscuous, immoral, immodest, indecent. Same, less. We know all those words. Let's go with a wanton eye, communicating with you through her eyes. Jeremiah chapter 3. So I'm trying to rush through this stuff. 3. Give me a second. I gotta look for it. Thought I wrote it down. Oh, here's Jeremiah 3. I'm sorry. 3 verse 3.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 3. Therefore the showers have been withholden, and there hath been no latter rain. And thou hast had whores, and thou hast had a whore's forehead. Thou refusest to be ashamed.
I want you to read that again.
Verse 3. Therefore the showers have been withholden.
So God has used this analogy why he held back blessings from us. Why? Read on.
And there hath been no latter rain.
He stopped the rain from coming. Read on.
And thou hadst a whore's forehead. Thou refusest to be ashamed.
A whore has a hard head. She refused to be a girl, you're a whore. That's what we just read about. She refused to be ashamed. You can't tell her what she's doing is wrong. She can't see. I watched this video. If somebody could find it for me right now, IT, a woman, I played it. I think I played in the class, but somebody used it. This woman was married with a husband. Abio, can you look at a leadership one for me about 3 weeks ago? She was married. She left her husband, who was supporting her, because she said she wanted to move to LA, and they had a good marriage because she wanted to do it her way, and she walked away from her children and her husband. It was sent by me. It's good. If you hit that, it'll tell you everything I say. You know how to work that better than me. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I played it. I'm sure I played it in the class from me. Anyway, she had a forced heart. Read that again.
Verse 3. Therefore the showers have been withholden, and there hath been no latter rain. And thou hadst a whore's forehead.
She had a whore's forehead. Read on.
Thou refusest to be ashamed.
She refused to be ashamed. Give me Proverbs 30, verse 20. Anybody who know what I'm talking about, send it to me in a text. I was so burnt when I saw it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 20. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
She just, you know what she did, and she wiped her mouth and she said, I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. Because he wasn't here. He works too much. You know. He doesn't pay attention to me. He's a hoe.
Whore! 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 Whore!
Proverbs 26 and 12.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 26 and verse 12. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There is more hope of a fool.
No, Sirach. What did I say? Proverbs? No, give me Sirach 26 and 12.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drinketh of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow.
She blowing it and she taking rod. That's what they're saying. Plain and simple. And she sit down on every quiver. Every quiver that passes her, she's going to sit down on it. So, here's identified them. Women that are not shameless in their conversation. Women that clamor and talk too much in men's faces. Flattering words. These are all telltale signs that either she a whore or she on that road to Whoreville. Next one. Controlling and manipulative. Be mindful. A lot of women know they got power. And they try to get you to do things and see, and they'll try for something that's very subtle that doesn't make this, it's not a big deal. I want to see if I can get him to do my bidding. Be mindful. Watch this real quick. Ecclesiastes, no. Ezekiel 16. Ezekiel 16, give me a second. I got to find it. Give me a second. Ezekiel 16, 29.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 16, verse 29. Thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornication in the land of Canaan unto Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied herewith.
So listen, thou hast moreover multiplied thy fornications in the land of Canaan and unto Chaldea, and yet thou wast not satisfied therewith. Watch this.
Verse 30. How weak is thine heart, saith the Lord God.
It says what?
How weak is thine heart, saith the Lord God.
The Lord said, how weak is your heart? How weak is your mind? Read on.
Seeing thou doest all these things, The work of an imperious, whorish woman.
You're doing the work of an imperious woman. So what does the word imperious mean? Look at it for me, please. Say, how weak is your mind? You're doing the work of a woman controlling you. I should have gave this definition. I'm sorry. So what was that one? You want to play it? All right.
Yeah, just Google it.
Yeah. Come on.
I am. Yeah.
There we go.
P-E-R.
There you go. Watch this.
Imperious. Assuming power or authority without justification. Arrogant and domineering.
Damn. This is assertive, dominating. A woman, a forceful, bossy, arrogant, pushy. I told you, that kind of woman is controlling and manipulative. But look what it says in the verse 30.
Verse 30. How weak is thine heart, saith the Lord God.
He's talking to the men. How weak is your mind, big dummy? Read on.
Seeing thou doest all these things.
You do all these things. Why?
The work of an imperious, whorish woman.
You got it over dominating. Them big mouth going on. I tell you, sometime it'd be a mist of men talking. A woman got shut up. Keep quiet.
Better shut your black lips.
That's shut your black lips. Why is you speaking? Men are speaking. And you men, weak-minded men. We was out there last week doing the whole thing, all praises out here. And we making direction on what we're going to do, how we're going to attack this situation. And we decided to go someplace, stand up right here and post up. And the brothers from someplace else, I don't want to bring their name out, asked us, and we said, yeah, we sit right here. They went and asked the women. Women said, over there. And they listened to the women. Man, if a man amongst me, boy, I'm telling you, we will strip you down of your rank so quick. We are at war for the souls of people. And a woman is directing the army. Now, I'm good. Not on my watch. Never. Not on my watch. And if you men like that, this ain't for you. This is you in the wrong army, bro. Listen to a woman running. The God said, a flock of my pasture, who? Yeah. We the one to run it. That's right. And ain't no righteous woman going to have a problem with me saying it. And if you got a problem, so what? Doesn't change anything anyway. Said it, and that's what the Bible says. Controlling women. Proverbs 2. You know why the women like that? Proverbs 2, verse 16. Notice we've been in Proverbs a lot today. We've been in Proverbs a lot. Proverbs 2:16.
The book of Proverbs chapter 2 verse 16. To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Here's the point. Watch this.
Which forsaketh the guide of her youth.
You know what happened? She forsook the guide of her youth. Who's the guide of her youth? Her daddy. She got daddy issues. She don't listen. She don't like to be told. She don't want to be guided. That's why a lot of women who got daddy issues, who had a father in their life, sisters, you can break that generational curse by listening to your spiritual fathers and listening to scriptures and getting your mind right. But I could tell her, I've talked to women before that I had to check, and I could tell as I'm checking them, and everybody know how I talk, I could tell she looking at me like, this nigga right here. And I'm looking at her like, and I could tell, and as I'm talking, I'm like, she ain't never been corrected by a man. This is out of her realm of understanding. I'm still gonna give it to her. And she looked at me, and I know in her mind she wanna F-bomb me so bad, and I could tell she ain't used to no man talking to like that. Because she didn't have no daddy in her life, or the men that was in life and the grown up was simp men. She ain't used to no man like this that's blunt and getting to the point. And what I'm saying, I'm not talking about being verbally abusive. I'm telling you, listen, shut the hell up and listen, because you don't follow. They're not used to that. I know that's the one to knock me out. I'll be like, security, get off me, please. I'll be out. Get her off of me, damn it. What you gonna say?
Hey, Bishop. And that, don't think just because the biological father was in the house that she had a daddy.
Yeah.
Like I said, like you said, Bishop, if daddy's a simp, that's the equivalent of no man being in the house. She watched her mom disrespect her father her whole life, and now she's ruined. Now she's trying to perpetuate to you what she's seen her whole life. The difference is that's not going to happen with no repentant man. It's not going to happen with an Israelite man that loves the Lord and understands what God has commanded of him. We ain't letting that happen.
We cannot get out of here until we take our rightful place. We can't share power. You think God's sharing power? You think Christ's sharing power? So why we got to share power for? What makes you think it got to be 50-50? That's the breakdown in the family. Don't you see breakdowns in family when parents are friends with their kids? They think they're equal. You don't see a problem with that? When men and women think they're 50, that's what you have right there. Yo, she's telling you, I got another man who shifted my kidney, but it's all right. And it's all right, but we're going to raise these kids again. I'm telling you could never talk to me like that. That would never be my reality. You trying to understand. It was hard for you, it's hard for me. You know that, listen, hey, I watched that stuff with Will Smith and his wife.
Oh, the entanglement?
Yo. We different. She made him sit through that. That was painful for him to sit through that. He's so broken mentally. Straight up. He sit there listening at another. Well, you know what? They all do some weirdo stuff anyway. So it just imagine the stuff she know about this dude. First Ezra chapter 4. Let me speed through this. First Ezra 4.
The wits.
What's the last thing I just read?
We read Proverbs 2. We was deliver thee from the strange woman, flatter with her words.
Yeah, okay. First Ezra 4:26.
The book of First Ezra chapter 4 and verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes.
And become what?
And become servants for their sakes.
And many have become servants to the woman. Read on.
Many also have perished, have erred, and have sinned for women.
Many have what? Read again.
Many also have perished.
Many have perished.
Have erred.
Have what?
Have erred.
Have erred.
And sinned for women.
And have sinned for women. Many men have lost their minds, went cuckoo. Lost all sense of reality of life for women. We are those that's supposed to be able to say, we are not defiled by women. As long as they believe they got power in that crotch, and they only believe that because you all be simping, not you all, but I'm pointing at you all, be simping for it. Making songs about you could cheat on me and I'm going to be there and all kind of foolishness. Guess what? We ain't getting out of here. They got to be a breed of man that's not controlled by no vagina. Nah. It's good. It might even be great. But it ain't the kingdom. Know that much. It ain't that. It's close now. But it ain't that. It ain't that. It ain't the kingdom. Give me Sirach 7. $7:24.
Sir. The book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 24. Hast thou daughters?
Yep.
have a care of their body.
You better have a care of your daughter's body. Read on.
And show not thyself cheerful toward them.
What does it mean, do not show yourself cheerful toward them? Anybody know? All right, yeah. Yep.
Shalom, leadership. That means don't laugh at the stuff that you know you should be correcting.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's good, that's good. Now watch this. Do not show thyself cheerful towards them, right? Mm-hmm. I want you to read Sirach 7, verse 26.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7 and verse 26. Hast thou a wife after thy mind? Forsake her not, but give not thyself over to a light woman.
Now, what does it mean, don't give yourself over to a light woman? What is the light is referring to? Who knows? Just say it. Another word for it? A dummy. Do not give your, it says, do not, I'm sorry, I lost my place. If you got a wife, do not forsake her for a dumb woman. You got a godly woman. Because I tell you, men are stupid. You can have a good woman home that take care, you do everything, and you out there lose your wife for a stripper. Throw away your marriage for a light woman, for a dumb woman. She might be fine, but she's dumb. So we know what light equates to dumb, right? Okay. Mark 7, 21.
The book of Mark, chapter 7, verse 21. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts.
So where does evil thoughts come from? So I want you to remember the word heart, and the other word is what? Light, right? So remember light, heart. Keep those two words in mind. Let's go back to Sirach 7, verse 24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Do not show yourself cheerful to them. So what's the two words I remember? And the word light means what? Dumb or stupid. And the word heart means what? So don't have a stupid mind or a dumb mind, right? Okay. I want you to look up the word cheerful and give me the synonyms.
Cheerful. Synonyms. Happy, jolly, merry, bright, glad, sunny, joyful, joyous, lighthearted.
What?
Lighthearted.
So cheerful means what?
Lighthearted.
Don't be a dummy for your daughter. She a hoe, bro. I know she a little baby. I know you love her. I know you do. But she blowing rod now, buddy. She a hoe. I know it's hard to see it. There was a sister in, oh snap. It was here in Oklahoma. I'm sorry. She ain't here now. But she was such a sweet little sister. I know you laughing for. And she was just a nice, at least I thought she was a nice girl. And one day I was by Deacon's house, and I was spending the night. And she said, good night, Bishop. I said, good night, little sister. And she gave me a kiss on the cheek. I said, oh, that's so sweet. I said, she a sweet girl. Next week, Deacon called me back and said, yo, she blowing a rod. I'm like, God damn it, she kissed me on the cheek. God damn it. Man, it's not her. Don't tell me she did that. She blowing rod. Yo, they laughed at me. I was so burnt. You remember that? You remember that? Yeah, God damn it.
Let me wipe this off real quick.
That's why I broke out.
Damn.
She crushed. I thought she was just a sweet. That's my little, like my daughter. Nah. Damn it. Anyway, be not cheerful towards your daughter. Read it again.
Verse 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful toward them.
Don't be a dummy. Watch her. Keep her under subjection. Don't let her roam around like that. Because there's that will try to defile her. And a lot of time it'd be grown men, grown long in the tooth men. And once they turn out, it go bad. Give me one, number one.
You came up with this term slut. What was the purpose of using that word, slut?
Well, if you look in the dictionary, the definition of a slut, right? It starts out and it says a woman that, right? It's promiscuous, has a lot of sexual partners, but it never says a person that. It only says a woman.
I've never looked that word up, so I can't confirm or deny.
Yeah.
But it does say a woman.
Oh, also promiscuous as well. Promiscuous as a woman that. So what happens is that men can go out and be sexually liberated and have a bunch of women, but if a woman does it, there's all these derogatory labels that come with that, which is an extreme form of bullying for us, just like the gay community had to deal with, all kinds of homosexual slurs, in turn made people kill themselves. And it's the same thing that we deal with as women when we deal with whore, slut, hoe. I mean, there's girls in high school and college that are really either getting on drugs or killing themselves for those derogatory labels. And so what I do is that I embrace the derogatory labels and give women confidence.
And what do you mean by you embrace it?
I would refer to myself as a slut.
Oh.
So basically, it's really what people think about you. It's not really actually what they know, right? So I could, I went through a divorce, and then I started dating after that. And it's like, well, if going out on a date with a guy makes me a slut, then that's just what I'm gonna be.
I don't think going out on a date makes you a slut, but having sex with different men makes you a slut.
Well, what does it make you if you have sex with different women?
A slut maker.
A slut maker. Oh, wow.
Isn't that amazing?
No, it's sad.
But men shouldn't do that either.
You see the monitor? You see the monitor? Okay, she says she got divorced and, so marriage wrecked, But regardless of that, she has the attire of a harlot out. All her breasts is out. Yep. You look the role. You got the uniform on. A godly woman is going to have discretion and know how to dress. Now, I know she don't know the laws of God, but the point behind it is, sisters, like it or not, in this world today, and guess what? For there to be a whore, there must be a whoremonger. There's going to be judgment for him too. But in this world today, it's hard to take that stench off of you. It's just what it is. So you should be vigilant to make sure you don't carry that. And I know, again, many of us come out of a lifestyle where we were not knowing the laws of God, and there's repentance and forgiveness. But damn it, you better not be doing it here now. Better stop. Get your mind together. And bros, there's some of them that's just too far gone. Some of them just too far gone. Now they could find God, but you all want to take on that? I mean, woman friggin', okay, all right. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up with a few scriptures real quick. So back to Brian McKnight. I just want to see that real quick again. Something I want to say about that.
The backlash began when McKnight, who was part of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, made these remarks during a live social media session with fans. He specifically did not acknowledge his biological daughter, Brianna, calling her illegitimate.
He called her illegitimate because he knew that the relationship was out of sin. He knew it wasn't right. So he said, these kids are a product of the sin that I've committed. Now, the whole world was up in a roar, but the whole world was the women. Men ain't into only simps. I'll use another word, but that's the word. Simp men. But men don't, listen. It was women because of their shame, because they have many men, And they have children from different men over and over again, and they will not reform their ways. They're offended by that. So his concert was canceled. A way many of them, a lot of people hide their sin is abortions. They get rid of them. Let's read about it. Ezekiel 43. (43) 1 through 9.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 43, and verse 1. Afterward he brought me to the gate, even the gate that looketh toward the east. And behold, the glory of God, of the God of Israel, came from the way of the east. And his voice was like a noise of many waters. And the earth shined with his glory. And it was according to the appearance of the vision which I saw, even according to the vision that I saw when I came to destroy the city.
So this is the vision that he saw. He's the vision he saw. Read on.
And the visions were like the vision that I saw by the river Chabal. And I fell upon my face. And the glory of the Lord came into the house by the way of the gate, whose prospect is toward the east.
Read on.
So the Spirit took me up and brought me into the inner court. And behold, the glory of the Lord filled the house. And I heard him speaking unto me out of the house. And the man stood by me. And he said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the children of Israel forever, and mine holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile, neither they nor their kings by their whoredom.
He said, this is the kingdom he's referring to. No longer will there be whoredom in the kingdom. Read on.
Nor by the carcasses of their kings in their high places.
Neither, so let me go back. It says, nor their kings by their whoredom, nor by the carcasses of the kings in their high places. What are the carcasses of the kings talking about? Anybody know? Who wants to try? Right there.
The dead babies, like abortions.
That came from these kings. So abortion was one of the ways that they hid their infidelity or their fornication. Let's prove it. Go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 31.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 7, verse 31. And they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Hinnom, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it into my heart. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall be no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Hinnom, but the valley of slaughter, for they shall bury in Tophet till there be no more place.
God is going to destroy it. But the point was back in verse 31. And they built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the sons of Hinnom, to burn their sons and daughters in the fire, which I command them not. The sons and daughters they were burning was the children of whoredom. Today, they get rid of them. It's called abortions. They get rid of these children. Real quick, go from that Jeremiah 19, verse 5.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 19, and verse 5. They have built also the high places of Baal, to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind.
Isaiah 30, verse 33.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 33. For Tophet is ordained of old, yea, for the king it is prepared.
For what?
For the king it is prepared.
For the king, now we just read Tophet is where they killed the children, right? For the king it was prepared.
He hath made it deep and large. The pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of brimstone, doth kindle it.
Right. So they built these high places for their whoredom, to destroy these children. Let's end it on this. 2 Ezra chapter 7. Verse 43.
The book of 2 Ezra chapter 7 verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past.
This is Armageddon. Read on.
Intemperance is at an end. Infidelity is cut off.
And for what?
Infidelity is cut off.
Read on.
Righteousness is grown, and truth is sprung up.
So the day is coming, this day of doom, where all this whoredom, all this evil will come to the end. But before that day comes, men, I'm telling you, listen to the instruction of your fathers. She's a whore. I pray you all got something from today's class. You learned something. And next up, Bishop Nathaniel. IUIC on the rise.
What is the nation?
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word